Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy Vic Slaying Hope, and I got another video for you. And this video is going to be a book review. And the name of the book is That's Not What I Meant by Deborah Tannen. Now, before I even get into the video, you already know what to do. If you're rocking with my content, like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you click in the description below, you'll find the book. And you will also find a link to my own book that I am the author of, Who Profits When Black Men Gangbang. Also, there's a documentary link to a documentary that I'm in, which is called We Came to Heal. So check that out and let me know your thoughts. So back to the book review, right? So the reason I read this book is because a friend of mine that also likes to read, she recommended it to me. The book is basically a book. So that's kind of like why I read it. I get a lot of my books like that. When I got like a small group of people that like to read, and then we kind of like suggest books to each other and recommend them, right? And we give a close synopsis of like what the book might be about, and if it interests us, we purchase it. So that's kind of like what I did with this book. The book is about conversation, right? It's about linguistics and basically like tone, like how do we say certain things. The pitch that we kind of like have in our voice when we say it. Also like body language, right? A lot of communication is about body language, right? They say 70% of communication is nonverbal. So it speaks about all of those aspects of, it's mainly about linguistics, but it also speaks about like the nonverbal communication cues that people kind of like present as they're saying something or when they're speaking to you, right? So that's kind of like what the book is about. It also touches upon like not just tone, but also like the assumptions that we make, like when we hear something. Oftentimes we don't even ask questions, right? Like we just hear something that somebody said, and we assume what they mean by that before even asking, like, what do you mean by this? Can you explain more? Can you like break down like what exactly are you trying to communicate to me when you say this? We don't do that, right? We hear something, we get triggered, and we automatically like assume that a person had bad intentions. We assume what a person meant. We assume where a person is coming from, and we also assume that a person knows better, right? So it talks about the assumption also that people make when they hear things and that they don't ask questions. But it also breaks down like sentences and like how you could have said them differently. So yeah, that's kind of like what the book is about. What I got from the book is mainly a lot of things I just mentioned, right? Like even in my own communication, the reason I read it and what I got from it is like I can always improve in my communication, right? I know that like a lot of things get lost in translation when we are communicating with one another because of the things that I just mentioned. People are assuming things, people getting triggered, and not being able to ask questions in a moment because they get these visceral reactions. And people, obviously they haven't healed or they haven't begun their healing journey. So a lot of things get, especially through text, right? You could be texting somebody, and a lot of people misunderstand what a person means because you can't really tell tone. So we make an assumption, right? So that's kind of like what I got from the book. Like, do not assume what somebody means. Also, always ask questions, right? Always pay attention to your own tone, right, and how you're saying things. And also making sure that I'm explaining things to the best of my ability when I am trying to communicate with somebody. So it kind of like made me aware of my style of communication. Like there's different styles of communication, which is why like people misunderstand each other. Like for example, they gave examples of like somebody from New York, right? In New York, we speak a little more aggressive. We speak a little faster. We have a certain culture when it comes to not just communication, but style, everything, right? So we're talking about communication right now. So we have a certain culture to the way we communicate, which is why certain people that might be from different states, like for example, southern states, like maybe Texas or other states, right? They might speak slower. They might speak at a different pace, with different kind of like posture and body language, right? So it's also important to know like the culture, where somebody's from, not just within the United States, but also throughout different countries. People speak differently, right? So kind of like taught me that. That's some of the things that I got from it. And how I plan to implement it, I kind of like went into that. Yeah, like I'm more cognizant. I'm more like I put more forethought into like how I come across, how I communicate, like how is my body language, the tone that I am using. I learn to sometimes, if I am excited or agitated, kind of like, calm down, take a pause. Especially when there's a heated conversation, I learn to like, let me relax and let me re-say this. In a different tone, different body language. Also listening is part of communication, and asking questions, right? So that's kind of like my take on the book. Like I mentioned, I'll put the link in the description below. Let me know what's your thoughts, and if you read something similar. So yeah, till next time, stay blessed, and make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe if you're rocking with my channel. Peace.